an ultimate global podcast. Hello, and welcome to our special weekly podcast on trending international and social affairs. You're listening to Saurabh Kora and George Mavros from Sydney.
So welcome to another interesting episode of Ultimate Global Podcast. And as you know, we are always talking about the topics where we focus on growth mindset. We focus on learning continuously. And this is another interesting topic. I'm sure we have kind of touch based upon partially on this topic when last year we were discussing about international education and international students. But now also from a general perspective, we are talking about getting out of your comfort zone. To discuss with me on this topic, we have got Ahmet, who is an outbound sales rep at CloudTalk. And he has agreed to discuss on and participate in this episode. So first of all, thank you so much for that, Ahmet.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Saurabh. No problem. You just said you want to talk about comfort zone. And I said, okay, no problem. When I can help with someone that with something that I said, I would be very happy to do that.
Yep. Now, Ahmed, this is a very critical issue, and I'm sure that a lot of people on LinkedIn will be interested to know about this because it's a big challenge for some people to come out of their comfort zone. It's very easy for you to remain where you already are and not start learning anything new because when you are coming out of your comfort zone, it takes a lot of efforts. It is a big challenge for you initially. So I would love to start off this discussion by asking you this question. How can those people actually come out of their comfort zone? And what do you mean by this comfort zone as a word?
What I would say, actually, if you want to solve a problem, and this time, getting out of your comfort zone, you just first identify the problems you have by getting out of your comfort zone. So what makes you feel like, and then what actually forces you, subconsciously to stay in your comfort zone. Just identify that. We are actually exploded with a lot of stimulus things from social media, apps, ads, etc. And these things keep us as a consumer. Actually, to be a sole consumer gives you the thing that you need to stay there in your comfort zone. If you want to have something, you have to buy it. If you want to do something, you have to choose the easiest way to do it. And that's the beginning of getting out of comfort zone. And what I mean with comfort zone is, what I understand from it is, just being stuck at a certain point, where you at. It's like you were the same guy, same Saurabh, one day before and 1 month before, you are in your comfort zone. But when you not grow in your mind, when you don't learn new things, to improve yourself in every way, it shouldn't be in a career perspective. Also personally, when you in your relationship with other people, when you are not a nice person, when you don't know how to talk with strangers, you have to push yourself and push yourself to get to know new people, right? That's the comfort zone mean. The things that you stay at a certain level.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent definition, Ahmed, that you gave of comfort zone. Maybe why not share an example from your real life where you were stuck in your comfort zone at some point of time, maybe in your sales career, and then you came out of your comfort zone. Maybe it can be reaching out to new people. I know it's very difficult for some of the people, and not some of the people, I say most of the people, it's very difficult for them to reach out to strangers. And these days it's all about networking and reaching out to strangers and making
Yeah.
those valuable connections. So would you like to highlight a live example from your life itself?
Actually, it was in my college time, university time, when I realized I need to, I had a friend zone, it's like the same friends, same people doing the same things over and over again. And I realized, and physically, also mentally. So then I realized, what can what pushes me out of this comfort zone. So I research. I'm a big guy. You couldn't see that from here, but I'm 195. So I was about 120 kilograms. I don't know how much pounds it makes, but I was fat. I eat a lot. I don't do any sports or anything, any physical activity. So I first started to make and participate in physical activities, going to the gym. So what I did after that, taking cold showers, also in the winter. You see, it's the basic thing to get out first, taking a step to out of your comfort zone. But it really helps. It's also have physically, etc., mentally. It has also other advantages. But it's a start. Just doing small things, not with interacting with people. It's just simpler. You and the cold water. It's like you just have to step in and take the cold water, and your body will adapt in time. And you in time you feel that you have to take a cold shower at the end. And I first started like that, and after that, by small steps, I do from then I decided to get to know a new people every day, or every week, if I can. It's a holiday or something. It's like it doesn't you can learn every day a new person. And by doing that, small step by step, I attended events. There's this is the college years. You can attend every event. You can go for it because they're all free for students, except they have low fee. I get to know, attending every event, meeting with every people, especially also with the speakers, for example. It's easy to, get to know the people who sits near you. It's also getting to know them because they are also people. It's like they have the same needs, same problems like us. Just I began to simplify things in my head because I was I think too deeply, about all the aspects of of a problem, everything. But I began to make things simply. It's like it's a simple problem. I can solve it. It's a simple. I can solve it. I teach myself like that, and it's going much better and better every day. It's not over yet. I can't say I'm totally out of my comfort zone. I'm perfect right now or something. But every day, a little step.
Yep. I think you shared a very beautiful way of breaking down the comfort zone into different steps. Maybe we can talk about those steps. So, do you think that there are certain stages that you are going through while you are coming out of your comfort zone? So, for example, the first stage can be the stage of hesitation, where you are hesitant to talk to others, or you are hesitant to do something which you haven't done yet. Then there can be another stage where you try to take that first step to maybe talk to someone
Yeah.
and fail. You might fail at the first few instances, but that's fine. As we say that every failure is a stepping stone to success. So you can fail a couple of times, but eventually, if you're doing it continuously, you become an expert in that particular thing. So maybe why not take through those stages while you must have gone through in sales as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, for in sales, when you are new to something, it's you have always the hesitance in your head to speak about. Because for example, with CloudTalk too, I'm an extrovert. I can talk with almost any people out there. If they want to get to know me. But when it comes to a new product, I was a little hesitant. That's why, to beat that hesitant, I make more calls, more cold calls. I get more rejections. In the beginning, it's like I was an extrovert, when it comes to talking to people, so talking to strangers. But even in CloudTalk, it's a new product, and our job is not to sell as an SDR, but you have to open the doors, awake interest, bring curiosity to your product in order to book a meeting, make a qualification call. And what I do is, firstly, I just read every document that I get from the company to extend my knowledge about the product in short term. Then the other thing is just trying out, calling out people, it's like speaking with them, making them pitches and getting feedback from them. Now, for what I see from the sales community, they have, everyone loves giving feedbacks. Also, if you think it's a VP of sales, he's too busy or something, I even get feedbacks from VP of sales, via LinkedIn, just ask some questions, and they made answers and they were happy about it. It's like everyone is happy about it because you put your ego so down, and it opens you more and more doors, and it leaves you from your comfort zone, because the ego is the main, so to say, wall between you and your comfort zone, out of your way to out of your comfort zone. So that's what I almost experienced. Just do it. Jump into sea and try to swim, and you will end up being a good swimmer.
I think ego is definitely one of the critical elements, as you just pointed out. How about this fact of being confident? Sometimes, we are feeling that we are not confident enough to do that thing. That's why we are not taking that first action. Or sometimes we are overconfident and we try to make a lot of mistakes. And I think overconfidence is sometimes also linked with ego, because
Yeah, exactly.
we might think that we are knowing everything in this world, and we then make mistakes, and then we don't even take lessons out of it. So would you like to touch base upon being confident and being overconfident in this regard?
Yeah, there is a thin line actually between having a overconfidence and confidence. How do you decide, in which side that you are? Is what I do is actually identifying, is it to be a self-reflective. So, how do I react, for example, when I am in a desperate need? For example, I have to go to toilet, or I am very hungry, I need to eat. Or when I see the food, and it's the first try by eating it, you can detect actually your ego visually in your head. Just like how for example, when someone said bad things about me, it's like how I react, how I feel, just getting out of yourself and seeing yourself from above and looking at, hey, I'm looking at this like that. My ego comes in at that play. So when in time, when you master your ego, when you master your ego's way of action, you start identify, in these cases, when I'm overconfident with that, that's my ego. When I'm confident, that's my ego. And when I'm confident with that, that's not it. It's like I really know it. I made my research. I did I gathered lots of experience about that, and other stuff. So that's first, go to the deeps. Go to the fundamentals of every problem. What lies behind, what lies under your ego, your comfort zone, everything, your problems. First, identify the problem to solve it. Because when we don't identify the problems correctly, we can solve it. Just like going to the doctor and doctor says something different, but your disease is something else, and he gives you a medicine, you take the medicine, but it doesn't work. That's it. Just and for identifying this, I know that it could be at the beginning hard to identify for yourself, because your ego is in your soul, and that's why you need clever friends. You need experienced friends, because I had a friend, for example, he showed me actually way to identify myself, my ego. He just give me hard and harsh feedbacks, and I took that all, because in my previous years, I wasn't kind of an asshole. Okay, I need to be correct. It's like, because I know two languages, no one can speak, I wasn't totally a douchebag, but I didn't listen any people, because I read a lot. I had a lot of unnecessary information in my head for every stats. For example, in history, every date was in my mind. I didn't. I could say everything. I could talk about everything, and actually, what he showed me is my friend showed me is actually I don't know. I do know anything. It's like I don't know anything. So after that, I start really learning. Really comprehending things and getting better and better.
I think that's a very valid point that you have raised, in terms of how your ego plays a key role in identifying who you are as a person. Forget about comfort zone, but if you are full of ego and full of arrogance, then it will be very hard for you to take that qualitative feedback as well in the right manner. But I would also want to talk about another interesting thing and another interesting element here, which is the fact how important it is for you to build a growth mindset. When I talk about growth mindset, I talk about an element called learning every day, or
Mhm.
learning something new every day, learning something which you haven't done till now. And I think that kind of also acts as a key element towards coming out of your comfort zone. So how do you find growth mindset in your day-to-day life, Ahmed?
Actually, I built routines. I wake up 6 a.m. every day. Like I do it for about 1.5 years, even on the at the weekends and every day. And when I have more time, and I see, my soul is hungry. My mind is hungry for new things. But it could be also it should be also practical things. Not like, for example, I'm a too realistic guy to read a novel. I love novels, I love novel readers. I have nothing against them, but I can't read it. It's fictional. Okay, it's for me. It needed to be a real things. Real skills. For example, I learned programming like about 10 months. I built my goal was building my own website, and I did it. I have my own website. Sorry, just my next goal is, for example, for software development. you know a software development is a skill that you need for the future, but you can also improve yourself by without having a real job, full-time job. You can just improve yourself. There is a great community there too, and I like that. It's also about problem solving and building stuff, and it gives me the joy. And you get at that level in a certain way of working. It's like you have to work a while to get that joy. After that, you can live without learning a new thing in a day. It's like you want to do it every day, improve yourself every day. Yeah, that would be
I
it.
think Yeah, I think we have had a very good discussion on growth mindset and also comfort zone. But before I end today's discussion, I would definitely want you to talk about one or two things, one or two top tips from your side for people in general, and also maybe for salespeople on how they can get out of their comfort zone.
Actually, it's easy to say, just start, or just start doing something. Just push yourself, make mistakes. That this is, I see it on every day on LinkedIn. LinkedIn posts, everyone says do it consistently, do it every day. I would recommend just starting slow, with little things, that is in your comfort zone, that belongs to your comfort zone, and stop doing it and make it different. Just like creating little habits, not try to doing everything at once, and it leads you with doing nothing, every time. Just start by just small things. For example, if you have a goal of for you a goal for drinking 2 liters of water every day, for example. Just it's a small thing, but you will see you in time you will add another small thing, a big thing, medium sized, and in time it will be much better, and you won't realize that you're actually out of your comfort zone at the end. Yeah, that would be it.
Saying is thank you so much for participating in today's podcast. I really appreciate your time and your valuable insights. I'm sure that people have really gained a lot of things which they can take forward in their life. So thank you so much for your participation.
No problem. It was great that you reached me out. We talk about it. If anyone has any problems, any questions, I would be glad to help. They will know how to reach me via LinkedIn.
This is an Ultimate Global Podcast. Hello, and welcome to our special weekly podcast on trending international and social affairs. You're listening to Saurabh Kora and George Mavros from Sydney.